Hey, y'all need to stand by. You can take a seat if you want. If you're going to be seated, put your seatbelt on. Yes, I know my mic's hot, but it's okay. My mic's hot until it's not. Well, buenos dias, hombres. Welcome to the fifth day of the fifth month, better known in the United States of America as Cinco de Mayo. It's not Cinco de Mayo. Mayo is something completely different. You put that in your nanner sandwiches and stuff like that. A lot of folks call it Mayo, Cinco de Mayo. First off, it's not, just to give you some official stuff, it's not the day to celebrate Mexican independence. That comes on the 16th of September. Cinco de Mayo commemorates the Mexican army's defeat of French forces at the Battle of Puebla on May 5th, 1862. Years of civil war left Mexico completely bankrupt, forcing President Benito Juarez to suspend payments on its foreign debt in 1861. France, Britain, and Spain initially sent troops to demand repayment. Well, maybe we should try that for all the people that we've loaned money to, that they should be repaying us. Let's send our army to collect. While Britain and Spain withdrew, Napoleon III of France, was the nephew of the famed Napoleon Bonaparte of shortman fame, pursued broader imperial ambitions, seeking to overthrow Juarez and install a European monarch in Mexico. At Puebla, a city about 80 miles southeast of Mexico City, Mexican General Ignacio Zaragoza outnumbered forces successfully repelled the French army, inflicting nearly 500 casualties, although the French later captured Puebla and installed Archduke Maximilian of Austria as its emperor. Yeah, Mexico had an emperor for a while. The victory became a powerful symbol of Mexican national identity and resistance. That holiday achieved little attention in the United States until the Chicano civil rights movement got real popular back in the 1960s as an expression of cultural pride. Today, Cinco de Mayo is observed far more widely in the United States than it is in Mexico, largely shaped by, what do you think drives it? Beer and spirits marketing, which began in the 1980s, only in the USA, where we poured green beer in honor of St. Patrick's Day and drank all sorts of booze and eat tacos to celebrate with the Mexicans the day that the Mexicans whipped Napoleon's butt. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown, and this little bit of history. This is live and local real talk, still champions and still undefeated by anyone.
Well, I like that. Good morning. I'm Lee Barrows, and right now wishing I had a food truck, a taco food truck.
I'd like to have a taco right now.
I'd be driving all around Jacksonville today.
It would be good.
But you know what, Raver? There was a lot of festivities that have been canceled, especially in the Chicago and the Philadelphia area.
I'm sure.
For fear of ice.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh.
Yes, for fear of ice. We have Chris calling.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yes.
Chris is in a traffic jam somewhere, right?
Phew.
Hey, Chris.
Buenos dias, senor.
Buenos dias, mon ami. That's French, too. I can't mix up French and Spanish.
Buenos dias, senor Rafer, senorita Lee. Buenos dias, all senores, senoritas, senores who are watching today. Feliz Navidad, feliz.
Oh, don't do that.
He's really confusing me now.
Don't do that song. It'll be in my head
Okay.
all day.
Go ahead.
Feliz Cinco de Mayo. Buenos dias, ¿cómo está usted?
Je suis très bien, et vous?
It's too early for this.
I can really mess you up now.
You did.
Okay. We'd be hanging in here cool. What you up to?
I'm getting ready to have my mouth worked on.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So many. Don't do it later.
I'm not. I'm leaving it alone.
Go ahead.
I don't have anything to
for
say.
you.
I'm trying to be real nice with you around, but after that, you never know.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to go see if a dentist can reverse what he did to me 6 months ago.
What did they do 6 months ago?
He gave me two shots to give me to put filling in.
Well, take
And
them
in the
out.
process, he took a nerve.
Uh-oh.
He hit a nerve,
Uh-oh.
and for 6 months, I've not had any feeling on the left side of my tongue or any taste over there. So,
Uh-oh.
yeah. He said it was only the second of two patients that ever happened to in 10 years. So,
Well, you're special.
it was special.
That wouldn't make
Two
me
out of
feel any
1,000, I
better.
guess, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But I just wanted to say good morning to my compadres on this day. And yes, so go, Lee. Here's a suggestion. You'll love it. Nacho Bel Grande. No onions, no tomatoes, extra beef, extra beans.
Extra beef, forget the beans.
No, I get extra beans if you like refried beans. But
I
yes,
don't.
that would be a good treat.
I don't.
You don't.
Can I put some green beans on it? Would that be all right?
You Rayford,
I can do whatever I want.
Chef. You master chef can do anything.
I don't think so. I did enjoy some more of my stuff last night.
Good.
So be sure when you're here, you get some. Maybe I'll bring my little burner in here and heat up a pot in the morning.
I'm going to get some of that.
Do
too.
that.
Oh, I know you are.
You need to. It was excellent. And I do compliment the chef. The many ingredients and how they all blended together was exceptional. It was a 5-star restaurant quality bisque.
I'm doing something with 2 ingredients next year.
A lot of hot sauce?
No, one of them's ice cream.
And a cake.
No, the other one's not going to be cake.
Oh, I know. Some Jim Beam.
Nope.
Okay.
Not Jim.
Oh, I know what you're talking
Mr. Walton's.
Yes,
product.
Mr. Walton's favorite stuff. That's right.
Hey, just real
There's a special
quickly,
recipe.
Not to steal anything, because I know we're going to have Councilman
Gennaro
on today. Gotta tell you, that whole hour or so of HB 1130,
1038.
1138, yeah,
1038, yes.
1038. I don't know how to best describe it other than very disappointing in some of the comments made by council people.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did a good job of ununiting our city.
Ununiting our city?
Ununiting our
You
city.
mean there's a war?
Well, I have a lot of comments on it, but I just don't know how far I can go with the comments.
Well, we'll wait for the councilman.
We're going to wait for the councilman for him to come in, which I think he did an exceptional job last night.
I was just getting ready to say,
Yes.
I was at a meeting, so I had to do the watch it afterwards. And I just got to say, I think Councilman Gennaro, Mike did a great job of common sense. We need some time. We need to think about it. And I believe the city attorney did a fairly good job of explaining
Lorna Welch.
Lorna, yeah, she did as good a job as she could when she was being asked questions that she was not really prepared. I don't think, and that's not an insult. By no means is that saying she didn't do her job. She did do her job. She was asked questions that I don't think as she mentioned, some attorneys could answer. Any attorney. When you're talking for, trying to speak for other attorneys, as she mentioned, she's not to talk about,
well, she's not an election law attorney.
No.
And this was, concerning a lot of that. So.
Yeah. So, I wish I could be there today because I have a whole lot of stuff to talk about it. But I think the dentist is waiting for me to get to New Bern to keep me quiet for a little while he does his stuff.
Chug along.
The whole problem with what you're doing, right? You're going north. And when you go north, you're approaching the Mason-Dixon line. You're a lot closer to the Mason-Dixon line in New York City than you are to Jacksonville at this point in time, because you're up there. You're going away from us, getting further and further and further away.
That will never happen.
Chris, that'll never happen with him.
No.
So you gotta be careful. It will suck you right in.
I say this: New York born, Tar Heel bred, and when I die, I'll be Tar Heel dead. So,
go Hills.
I'm done with the up north of Virginia. So anyway, I just wanted to say good morning to my compadres, my amigos, and I look forward to being back tomorrow. I'm so sorry for the late notice, but I got a late notice from them, so I had to give you a late notice.
And speaking of New York and being New York dead or New York not dead, there was the former mayor of New York that I guess they thought he was in such bad shape, took the vent out yesterday, and then they called the priest in. The priest performed last rites, and then he recovered.
You go, Rudy.
Well, yeah.
Did you hear about that?
No.
I did hear about that.
Really? Hey,
having and this is a real true story. And those that we have a very large amount of viewers from Infinite Product Church and listeners, and they've seen this happen. Well, they've seen this happen. I've had last rites performed on me twice inside a church while serving mass.
I didn't probably not go back.
Well, I mean,
what was your first clue, Rayford? Yeah, I probably wouldn't either.
You and Trump got a lot in common there, it sounds like.
What a better place to, if you're going to have it happen in a church. You're already there,
My problem is those thinking you needed to have the last rites.
Well, that's true.
Why did you think I was dead?
Why
did you think I was
place
dead?
a whole lot worse to do that is in a medical convention when Dr. Walter Gable was there, because Dr. Gable was the medical examiner. I don't want to fall down there. No, no.
Well, you had enough time being in there, and unfortunately, you were the one standing up. So,
thank goodness.
About that. But anyway, I just want to say good morning, happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody. Have a little fun, and I will see you both tomorrow with a little treat.
Okay, we're gonna do a Mexican hand dance in a little while.
Okay. I'll be watching it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Bye, Chris.
Bye.
Drive careful.
Don't bite the dentist. They bite back.
He's going to punch him out.
Bye.
He said, I'm going back to talk to the dentist that did the shots and blah. I said, you going to punch him out?
Yeah.
Can I go?
We'll hold your towel for you.
Yeah. Can we go watch?
Americans, we're pretty much up for a party, right? Any kind of party, most any time, anywhere, for most any occasion. Did y'all ever get into celebrating Cinco de Mayo? Did you ever take that on as a big deal?
No. I always thought of that as being kind of a cultural thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not big into Mexican food anyway.
Well, today I'm going. It's got nothing to do with Cinco de Mayo, I don't think. I got to do a little digging in my backyard.
How big of a hole?
Like
6 foot by.
I found some little suspicious stuff on a few of my tomato plants yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, little blotches on them. Took some pictures and sent them to our very own concierge, Master Gardener, Carol Town.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of us. She's a ham radio operator extraordinaire.
Mm-hmm.
She told me to get some calcium and bone meal.
Right. I use bone meal.
Well, bone meal, as I double checked with her this morning when she called her weather report in, bone meal is calcium basically. So I'm going to the store for the calcium if I need any extra, just calcium. But I'm going into the backyard for them bones. If I could just remember where they are. It's been a long time.
What?
Them bones.
Them bones.
Them bones.
Well, yeah, I use the bone meal. They're great for trying to prevent blossom rot, I think is what they call it on tomatoes.
Yeah, so there's blossom rot,
Yes.
and there's those leaves. They got. This is not the little critter type things that they put on there, and you find the little
Right.
critters underneath. I thought that's what it was, and I sprayed for that, and that's not it.
Right.
But these you're supposed to cut off the infected
Right.
branches, the limbs, amputations.
Mm-hmm.
Don't put it down in.
Yeah, I wrap mine up with gauze and,
You do bacitracin on them.
bacitracin.
But anyway, I've
Right.
cut that off, and they're looking. Some of them are looking a little bare right now. But I've got to go get some bone meal because they tell me that's what will take care of it.
Yes. I did my research on that the last couple of years, and that's what I
The
used.
soil is missing something.
Yes. Yes.
And then she said to go ahead and get some tinfoil for your to wrap the stems on your squash, zucchini, and she said she's going to do her cucumbers this year because she got the same things in her cucumber vines last year.
Right.
I did the same thing.
I didn't have any problem with the cucumber.
Oh, I did.
They wouldn't stop growing.
Well,
But,
they did for me.
The squash, I started getting beautiful squash, and then the stem near the base root of it.
She said also to go ahead and plant some seeds and get them growing, and little pots and or bigger pots. So at the end of June, all those little things have quit laying their eggs, and they quit infecting your squash plants.
Right.
And go ahead and pull those up completely, get them all out of there, and then put in some new ones. Put in your new ones, and you'll have a second crop.
I should go in with you then, because my problem is to get to seeds. It's too much for me.
Well, I got seeds.
So I'll split some with you.
Well, that's all right. It's easy enough because you don't need a whole lot of squash type seeds. I'm doing zucchini.
I still have squash and zucchini that last year. As soon as this was ready, I yanked it off that vine.
That's what I'm going to do this year.
And then I cleaned it, blanched it in hot water, and then I froze it. I cut it up in chunks. So I still have a little bit left from last year, but I'm going for more.
All right. Okay. Anglers, fishermen, fisherwomen, one and all. It's looking pretty good today, all the way out to 60 nautical miles into Onslow Bay. High pressure we're enjoying today will make conditions pretty good.
Yes.
Looking nice, but it will come to an end beginning later tonight and into tomorrow. Offshore today, southerly winds 10 to 15 knots, east 2 to 3 feet tomorrow. Southerly winds again, 15 to 20 with gusts of 25 in the afternoon. Oh, my. Seas 3 to 5. If you're going, you'll need the right boat and the right skipper and come back early. Thursday, don't even bother. Southwesterly winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts of 30. Seas 5 to 8 feet. Showers likely with a chance of thunder boomers. Stay home. The Ham Radio Report is courtesy of the Onslow Amateur Radio Club. If you want information on the club, including meeting times, check out onslowarc.org. Onslow ARC is an amateur radio club.org. No one is too young nor too old to enjoy this wonderful hobby.
Okay, today, sunny with a high near 80. Light south wind increasing 9 to 14 miles per hour in the morning. Winds could gust as high as 22. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 59. Wednesday, partly sunny with a high near 82. And Thursday, a chance of showers and thunderstorms, high near 77. And Thursday is up in the air right now.
Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen.
We're not sure because...
That's the reason I'm going to go early and get my bone meal and get it down there. And I may
Right.
put some more on it after the rains
Well,
come,
Right.
just in case.
I think it's supposed to start coming in after midnight Wednesday into Thursday morning. So you'll be good.
Yep. Okay. Checking with speaking of hams, the amateur radio guys there, hams scattered all over Oslo County and into Carteret County, and we get a few reports from beyond that from time to time. Randy out at Southwest this morning in his golf cart, 41 degrees. That was chilly. 99% humidity, 30.09 inches of mercury. Clear. This is the wrong forecast.
It is.
It is the wrong forecast. So anyway, I'll get to that. We'll do that one again in a little bit. The right one is over there somewhere.
I did want to mention that NOAA, which is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, will issue its outlook for the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season during a news conference on Thursday, May 21st at the NOAA Aircraft Operations Center in Lakeland, Florida. So we're going to be waiting for that.
Yep.
We're going to be watching for that to see what they've got to say.
Yeah. Tomorrow
Yes.
is the beginning of Weather Radio Wednesdays for the month of May every year. So May 6th, tomorrow in Richlands at the Piggly Wiggly. Donnie Cox from WCTI, and he'll probably have a crew with him because they're going to do some live reports from there as well. Will be there, and he and his team will be explaining why weather radios are important. Stop by and see him, even if you've already got your weather radio and it's programmed and you're just perfectly happy with it. Stop by and say, hey, you get to meet some of the amateur radio operators from the area, and they will be there programming these radios for you. So it'll be a good opportunity for you to go pick up a radio. If you got an old weather radio, those old ones, when they would go off, whatever, set them off, and then you'd have to get up in the middle of the night to go push a button to reset them. Well, the new ones don't work that way. They go off, they make the noise, and they go off, and everything is automatic. They come on and give you the information, and then they automatically reset to start to be available for the next go round.
Right.
So you don't have to get out of bed and go do it, or in the wherever you are cooking or doing whatever, you just kick your ear up, listen to what's going on. Okay, that's not going to affect me. Not right now. It's 6 o'clock. I'm cooking. It says at 9 o'clock tonight, or whatever.
Right.
So you get advance notice. Anyway, that's going to be tomorrow at the Piggly Wiggly store in Richlands. While you're there, you might grab some food. You go early and you get some really good
fresh food there.
They cook their fresh stuff there.
Yes.
Oh, I've had some ham and biscuits from there, and it's
we've had sausage wrapped in bread.
Yeah, sausage wrapped in the bread is great.
Mm-hmm.
So give that a whirl too. On May 13th next week in Newbern, it's going to be at the Down East Ace Hardware store. The same situation there. On the 20th at Emerald Isle at Sound Ace Hardware, and again they'll be back in Jacksonville the 27th, and that's going to be at the Jacksonville Ace Hardware store. On Henderson Drive, there across from the Jacksonville High School. The address is 1050, also known as 1050.
Henderson Drive.
Well, kids never understand that when it comes to mixing guns with schools, these days, all sorts of alarms go off. Happened yesterday in Jacksonville at the Northwoods Park Middle School. A teacher was alerted that a student was carrying a gun. The school resource officer was then called and located that student, searched his backpack, and recovered the gun. We don't know a whole lot more about it. Not right now. Not much else was released. WITN reporters asked Jacksonville police whether the gun was loaded. Doesn't really make any difference. It does if they pull it and shoot it, but it's a gun, and even unloaded guns are considered taboo. Reported that the police would not respond. That's what WITN said. No one was hurt, thank God, and there are no reports of any known threats. The investigation is ongoing. No doubt there will be law enforcement action along with school administration action to be taken. Children, this is addressed to parents and to the children, just in case they were of the opinion that somebody told them they had rights. No, you do not. Children do not have any rights of privacy at home. None. Parents, this is your warning. Matters not what your kids demand. You not only have a right, but you have a responsibility to this community, the people who live here, and especially the children that attend the school with your kids. Check not only their backpacks before they leave home, even if you don't have guns in your house. Kids like to help other kids out. In case you didn't know it, sometimes they'll be holding a gun for somebody else, or maybe even some dope for somebody else, even other contraband for their best friend. They'll do anything, right? You know
Right.
that. They'll give them the shirt off their back and they'll give them the shirt off your back. You better watch out. They don't appreciate the predicament they put you in. They don't care. At that time, you're not important. You're just a parent. And honestly, they don't care until they're sitting in an interrogation room with you after they get caught. If you have guns, regardless of the age of your children, lock the guns up. Period. If you keep one available for an emergency, I understand that. Make sure you have a lock box that you and only you can access if you need your gun in the middle of the night. Traditional locks are useless. Bolt cutters are plentiful. Biometric gun boxes work. If you want to have a gun readily available, put it in a special gun box. All you do is put your hand over there. Your hand and your hand alone will open that gun box. And you don't have to fumble around. You lay your hand in there, click, take your gun out, you're good to go. It's faster than opening a drawer, right?
That's right.
Not that you should become a warden. No need, maybe, to go to that extreme when guards routinely toss prison cells looking for contraband. But think about it. If heavily guarded inmates in prisons can get contraband smuggled in, do you really think your children can't sneak it past you? Do you really think your children are so dumb they can't get it past you? No. I suppose now that the talk is going to be that we need to add metal detectors to middle schools, maybe even elementary schools. Are clear backpacks not required at the middle school levels? I don't know. All of this is good and ridiculous to even have to discuss, but we must. And the primary reason we have to discuss it and take expensive action to keep us from becoming national news is because parents have not acknowledged that while we've been lucky for the most part, our luck is going to run out one day. Not much doubt if the information provided about this situation is accurate with a month left in the school year.
Right.
The past 8 months may have been a total waste for one middle school student here in Jacksonville.
And I just got
How does that make you look?
I just got word that clear book bags are not required in middle school, only in high school. So middle school kids,
Yeah. Pack
Maybe
all you
coming
want.
your way.
Go pick up a couple of pounds of pot and some heroin, maybe some fentanyl, and you can carry it around
Right.
without any problems.
but it makes me sad. We're talking middle school.
It makes me sad that we even have to discuss it at any school level.
That's right. Yes, exactly.
Are
and
kids not responsible at all anymore? Do they understand?
Well,
This is the rest of
My
their
thing-
lives that they're dealing with here.
yes, that's right. I don't think they understand the severity of it. And
Government jobs
parents, where are you?
government jobs are, they're lovely to have a government job. Yeah, you work 20 years, you retire. You can do that. You can work 2 different government jobs over a period of your working career and retire twice and get double the money, honey, if that's what you want to do. But know what? Something like this will prevent you from getting it.
Right. Yes, because you carry it with you.
Oh,
And
it's-
just think
this
about-
is one of those like your permanent record. It's there forever.
And just think about the cost and the expense to your family,
Oh, yeah.
having to deal with this, going to court, hiring a
embarrassment.
lawyer, the
Their
embarrassment,
time away from their
and then the
jobs.
possibility that they're going to face a charge over you having their weapon.
That could very well be the case.
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
And what's the whole point? I mean, what are you trying to be tough by taking a weapon to school?
You're a
What's-
wimp if this is what you've got to
I
do
don't-
to
I
be a
don't-
big shot.
you
You're
know.
a wimp.
I think I think the generation now, it's just things have changed so much. You know,
I'm
from dressing for prom to that's still something I can't
well,
get
the
over.
one thing about that,
Yeah, what's that?
they ain't got a dang place to hide anything.
Well, that's true. There's no place to hide anything. You're right. You're
They
right.
can't carry nothing.
Well, talking about somebody not hiding anything, we have a new we have a new pervert running around the streets over in the Pony Farm area.
Oh, is that right?
On Wednesday, April 29th, about 3 a.m., what appeared to be a male walked up to a victim's door wearing a dark color hoodie, a mask, long pants, and exposed himself in view of the doorbell camera. Now, how would you like to wake up to your alarm on your phone or your console going off and saying that there is a person at your front door, and when you go to look at your camera, you've got a male exposing himself? Is that reason to take a shot at him?
No, it's not.
A BB gun?
No, it's
Dart
not.
gun?
Pepper spray.
Pepper
In
spray.
all the right places.
Oh, yeah. That. Ooh. Okay, yeah, that would definitely,
He will be treated at the hospital for that one, but it's be
what
okay.
up with this? What up? I mean, and it looks like to me from the picture that the sheriff's office posted, it looks like a relatively young man. Like, I'm guessing
Is he old enough for you?
teenager. No, I'm guessing teenager, probably.
Uh-huh.
That's what my opinion looking at the picture. But Rayford, could you imagine? You know, here I get a ding ding on my phone and I look and it says person detected at your front door, and I go to hit the camera and there's a guy standing there with his ringing other bells. You know, I'm like, what?
Just a little spray will do wonders. And,
Yeah.
you know, just aim low. Don't hit him in the eyes.
I need to attach some kind of really loud noise to my speakers. I could arrange it. Yeah.
How about the sound of a 12 gauge shotgun being around, put into it? Yeah.
I just like, what is going on? We've had a lot of nakedness in Onslow County over the last couple months.
Well, nakedness is one thing. Perversion is something else.
Well, all tied in together, yes.
Mm-hmm. No.
Uh-oh.
What?
Charlie, he just left a comment. He said he has a solid idea for our show. I didn't want, no, Charlie.
The 68-year-old driver of a motorcycle was killed. His 40-year-old
Sad.
passenger injured Sunday afternoon when the driver lost control of the bike while they were driving on the Alligator River Bridge in Tyrrell County. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's up in the northeastern part of the state. The report indicates the bike crossed the center line and struck the bridge rail on the other side. No other vehicles were involved. 68-year-old Jeffrey Baker of Mooresville died at the scene. Passenger, 40-year-old Megan Baker of Kannapolis, taken to a Norfolk hospital for her injuries. Both have the same last name. I don't know what the connection is. There's 28 years difference in their age. It could be
Father-daughter.
anything. Father-daughter.
That's right.
Could be a niece. It could be his wife or his girlfriend. I don't know. Or it would be wife. Same last name.
Family, right.
Pitt County deputies went to serve an there are some people who are just pure stupid. Those people who've been arrested, warrants are out there for them for their arrest, and they know it. They're just dodging the cops, right? Well, Pitt County deputies went to serve an outstanding warrant on Evan Castro over the weekend on a charge of possession of a stolen gun.
Uh-oh.
What do you, I don't know how they had an outstanding warrant for his arrest when they, whatever. But anyway, charging him with possession of a stolen gun.
Okay.
While searching the 20-year-old man, I am shocked, I say, that they found him to have some illegal substances on him.
Oh, no.
He goes to the door, answers the door. Hi, you're under arrest. I got you an outstanding warrant here. Turn around. Let me search you and arrest you. And you got dope on you? Along with the outstanding weapons charges, New charges were added. Possession of cocaine and drug paraphernalia. Shocked.
But Rayford, they
Shocked
weren't his
is what I am.
pants. They weren't his
Shocked.
pants.
Shocked is what I am.
He when he heard somebody
If
knocking
the
the door,
pants fit,
he just picked up a pair of pants. They weren't his.
Yeah. Mr. Castro remains a client of the Pitt County Bed and Breakfast. That's okay. However, isn't it about time that we require inmates of our fine establishments to at least pay some sort of money for the services that taxpayers have to pay for them to be there? $100 a day would be a start. Wouldn't it be a break-even fee, of course, but it could help offset the expenses that are racked up because they're being stupid. And those who require medical assistance, if they don't have personal insurance, then whatever it costs taxpayers to treat them should be added to their fees accrued. 30 days after their release, the bill comes due. And if they don't pay, the county should file papers so that one day, just in case they come into some legitimate money, we can collect again. We need to do it. If an inmate can't bond out after 59 days, then the fee should double to $200 a day until they're released or transferred to central prison. Somebody's got to pay, and I'm tired of being the somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
Who we got?
We've got Charlie,
Hey.
and we've also got a state commissioner that wants to call. So,
Okay. Charlie, good morning.
What happens to Betsy's? I'm before a state commissioner.
Yeah,
I've made
buenos
my favorite
dias.
state commissioner.
it. So I have an idea for your show.
Yes.
But I went to Yelp. You guys know what Yelp is, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was just curious, and this ties in to what my idea for your show is.
That's Mike.
So what's that?
And
Nothing.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
We've got a state official calling in.
Oh, okay. Do I need to get off the phone?
No, you're fine. Go ahead. What's your idea real
So I
quick?
Google, I Yelped the most favorable restaurants in your area, and the highest rated. Hold on, it came out to recommended, highest rated, and most reviewed. Guess what restaurant in your little community popped up?
I don't know,
That's
but I
gotta be
don't
a
believe in those
Mexican
things.
one. What is it?
No, it's called Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue.
Oh yeah, we
Yeah,
love
everybody likes
Smithers.
that.
All right, so that's number one. So, but here's my point before the president commissioner gets on the line. Have you guys ever thought about doing a remote show, like maybe an evening show? I think it might increase your viewers. Like maybe do like on a Friday night at 5 or 6 o'clock at a local restaurant, like a golf course.
Yeah,
And maybe people in your community.
it's happened a lot for a lot of folks at a lot of stations, and we've done them in the past. But we did them early morning. We did it at breakfast places. We've done those
On
things.
the
Yes,
weekends, yes.
been a while.
Oh, you have?
Yep, we have.
Oh, I haven't seen it. All right,
Okay.
I guess I was sick that day.
Okay,
All right,
thank you.
take care. Bye.
Thanks, Charlie. Well, that's our state insurance commissioner.
Our insurance commissioner is on the line.
My favorite.
You're
Good
on the
morning.
line, Mike Causey. Hey, how are you?
Well, good morning, Rayford. How this Cinco de Mayo?
It's the fifth day of the fifth month. How's that?
The 5th day of the 5th month, Taco Tuesday.
There you go.
Good Tuesday.
Let
There
her
you
rip.
go.
Or don't
Hey,
drink, don't drink the worm.
I just wanted to ask you how you came out Saturday at the cook-off that I couldn't be with you to witness.
We bowed out since you couldn't be here. We just decided.
You bowed out? What do you mean?
We just decided not to do much there at all because you weren't
You
there.
didn't cook?
We cooked.
didn't
We
cook
looked
anything?
great.
We looked really good. You know, Lee and my wife put together an outstanding looking, beautiful presentation, the best we've ever had, and the best one that was there.
Yes.
How did it taste? I mean, it
Food
might have
was-
looked good. How did it taste?
I don't know. I'll let Lee because I'm prejudiced. Remember?
Mike, it was exceptional. It was a crab bisque. It was
What
creamy.
won?
Not us.
A cake. Another cake.
You didn't win.
No, we
first,
didn't
First
win.
and third places went to desserts.
Desserts.
Okay, well, nobody said anything about cakes. I thought it was just
So it's any kind of food.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
Okay.
We thought
That-
the desserts
You
were
thought-
going to be in a different category, but it didn't. It all was in the same category. So we got beat out by a great cake, though. It was a good cake.
you got beat out
Very
by
good.
cake. Well,
Got beat out by
that's the way it
cake.
goes. Next year you'll know better.
Oh yeah, we've yes,
The plan that I got, I'll share with you offline,
yes,
off air,
yes. We'll tell you
Okay.
the secret.
and I'll let you be the sample of it and let me know if it's as good as I know it is.
Well, I'll be glad to do that. I'm all about sampling some food.
Bring your designated driver with you.
I try to do that. I have a couple of good drivers. We're in eastern North Carolina now, headed to Atlantic Beach and Morehead City. They're having a conference of floodplain managers. If you've ever heard of a floodplain managers conference, that's where I'm headed.
If anything like it,
Where's it at?
Atlantic Beach.
Oh, you're going to be close by.
Yeah.
The DoubleTree Inn at Atlantic Beach just for a little while. Then the Morehead City to the fire marshals doing an awards presentation.
Didn't
But,
isn't the DoubleTree the one that got knocked down by Florence?
yeah, well, it used to be the Sheraton.
Yeah.
Yes,
Years
yes,
ago, they keep
yes.
changing the name. Well, they've had a lot of big meetings and conventions for a lot of years.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And that's today, you said?
Yeah, he's in.
Yeah, but they
Dang.
the group is called the National Association of Floodplain Managers. And this is the first time I've ever addressed that group. But I guess we're going to be talking about floods in the plains, but floods anywhere.
There's rain in the plain.
I was just going to do
Oh,
that.
God, Oklahoma, right? No, yeah, Oklahoma.
Well, that sounds like an interesting day.
It will be an interesting group.
Yes.
But, have you got a minute to talk about the legislature and what's going on
Oh,
in
please
Raleigh
do.
with legislation?
Oh, please, we can. I'd love to harass them as much as I can.
Go
I
ahead.
don't think they still not in an agreement on the budget. I'm hoping they'll come to an agreement real soon. We've heard positive things, so that at least there's been some positive coming out of it. But we're still looking for a budget.
Yeah, looking for a budget. That could be a song, a country music song, I'm sure.
It could be, but there was a bill that was filed last Thursday that's very concerning to me, and I think is concerning to most people involved with emergency management and first responders, firefighters in North Carolina. And if anybody wants to check it out, it's Senate Bill 1050, 1050.
Okay.
And a lot of times these folks that file bills, they may have really good intentions. They may have been told some things that this is really good. But what they fail to do is they never come and talk to the people that's impacted, like the commissioner of insurance or the governor or emergency management. And this bill takes authority from emergency management from the governor and some from the commissioner of insurance, and it transfers it to a position called the state fire marshal, which is a position that the commissioner of insurance used to have until the legislature took it away and effective 2024. And that's an unelected, unappointed, unaccountable somebody that the legislature put in there that's not accountable to anybody, not accountable to the governor, to the council of state. And they want this person to be in charge of emergency management when there's a hurricane or national disaster. And they want the Department of Insurance to provide much of the funding from what's called our Insurance Regulatory Fund, which is supposed to go for the Department of Insurance and insurance regulation. So there's a lot of questions and
so far a lot of pushback on that particular bill, but I just wanted folks to be aware of it, that this is some of the things that happen in Raleigh, that when some bills that sound good have unintended consequences, and this is one that I believe has a lot of dangerous implications anytime we have a storm in North Carolina.
Well, that Senate bill has got the perfect number attached to it. It's 1050, which is 10 codes for a wreck.
A wreck, right?
Is that what it is?
Yes, it is.
Well, you know what,
You
Rayford, I
can
feel
go
like
in there
it's
and
down on
you can use that one today.
I will do that. So say it one more time so I can get a clear understanding.
You know, law enforcement, public fire departments, and EMS units in North Carolina, they use 10 codes, right? And
1050.
you know what 10-1, you know what 10-4s are and 10-20s and all that.
10-4,
Well,
10-20,
1050 is the code for a wreck.
Mm-hmm.
Not an act. Don't call it an accident. There's a difference. This is a code for a wreck. An accident is something that nobody can control. This Senate bill is a wreck.
You know what? It was worth me calling in to get educated by you, because all I have to do is say this bill is a wreck.
Yep, guaranteed. They've already assigned the senators apparently assigned a number to it that they understand what it is.
I just texted it to you so you wouldn't forget.
Thank you, Lee. I appreciate that.
It's a wreck. Yeah, I just pulled it up and was reading it.
You don't have to say that the 1050 bill was written and proposed by a group of 1073s. I wouldn't go quite that far.
Crazy people.
So what's a 1073?
Mental patience. Mental patience.
So we could say, well, this Senate Bill 1050 must have been proposed by
bunch of 1073s.
1073.
Yeah, your driver will know all these codes.
My driver will know the code.
Yes, your driver will know the codes.
Is he HP? Is he Highway Patrol?
My driver's shaking his head, and he said ours is a 1096.
Ooh.
Oh, 1096.
Shots fired.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, if anybody's listening, the insurance commissioner is here to help. And if you've got any problems with insurance claims, let me know, or call Rayford. We'll get it handled for you.
No, don't.
Oh, call me. I can handle it for you. Yeah, you better believe it.
So what's the latest in the automobile insurance?
I had some complaints the other day about DMV. You know, they were, and I had to tell the caller, I said, look, I am not the DMV commissioner, but I'll see what I can do to help. And I want you to know that I did put in a call to the DMV commissioner, and he jumped right on it.
Good.
To get help for these folks. So apparently, whatever issue somebody has, they can just call me and we'll get help for them.
It's because you keep putting your telephone number out there. So many places it's really difficult to find a telephone number for a person. You know that, right?
Yeah, I tell them just to go to our website, mcdoi.gov, and they can find everything right there, or call the toll-free number, or call me directly, or send me an email, and we'll take care of it.
Yeah. I still want to get you in here to talk one day, or call. We'll talk about it, that little issue that I called you about, because a lot of people apparently are not aware of it. So there are a lot of clubs out there, you know, nice public service type clubs, women's clubs, men's clubs, whatever kinds of clubs they are. But when it comes to getting insurance, they might not know a couple of things that I learned through my wife that she didn't know.
Yeah,
so
you don't want to show your picture drinking wine and put that on.
There you go.
website.
That's one thing you don't want to do. So
well, we'll do that. I'll tell you what, Lee, if you'll let Teresa in my office know, she does the scheduling.
Okay.
And find out when we can schedule a time when I'm down in Onslow County.
That would be great to have you in here. That'd be even better.
Yes.
Yeah,
We'll even take you to lunch.
Yeah, we'll bring my wife in here.
Yes.
Okay.
Let her talk about it too. The
We'll
issues
just
that came
spend
up.
a whole half a day. In
Yes, we
Onslow
will.
County.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Then I'll do a dessert for you.
Okay. I'll take you up on it. Thank you, Rayford.
Okay. Michael, we
Okay.
appreciate it, sir. Thank you.
Yes, thank
Thanks
you.
for having me, and
Good luck
have a
over
great
there.
Cinco de Mayo.
Yes.
All right,
Cinco
take
de
care.
Mayo. Be careful with those fine folks over there.
It's Taco Tuesday.
Taco
Taco
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Michael. Oh, my goodness.
An issue came up a week or so ago with a club and dealing with my wife and stuff like that and some insurance.
Right.
And we found out, she found out, I found out a lot. And Mike Causey, the insurance commissioner, we called him and I talked to him for quite a while and had him on speakerphones. There's a whole lot that he
Yes,
found out and
yes.
he knew, was able to assist in discussing it.
Right.
But there's some things that are happening with insurance companies
Mhm.
today with clubs and things that are trying to get insurance because apparently there are a lot of places that require you to have liability insurance to go have lunch. How about that?
Well, things have changed over
Things
the
have
years.
changed.
And so it's just like, say you were someone that was running campaigning for office.
That would be
And-
the day.
And no, I'm just saying, people look at your social media, and if you have a history of being kind of outrageous or outlandish on social media, you know,
Today, every time that doofus brain idiot child somewhere pops up and does anything, the very first place that the media goes before that site is taken down,
that's
his
right.
personal
That's right.
Facebook stuff is taken down, and they will screenshot everything they can get their hands on. The media and every law enforcement agency in the world will do it.
right.
Am I wrong or am I right, Mr. Retired Police Chief?
You're exactly right.
It becomes a source of information and information that is provided to the district attorney when said child goes to see the judge.
I don't know how many cases that we've solved based upon that.
They're all over the place. Come on up to the microphone. Police chief, first responder, EMS guy, public safety director. I mean, he ran fire. He drove a fire truck too, didn't you?
Oh, yes, I did.
Did you really?
Actually, I did it a couple times and they didn't let me drive it anymore.
Oh, Keith. Well, you and my wife have something in common. She was a volunteer firefighter up in New York when she was she had a job in higher education, and in the little town she was in, she was a firefighter. So she drove the truck a lot.
Well, they put me on the truck a couple times, so I got to drive it a couple times, and then they stuck me on the ambulance.
Oh, stuck you inside or driving or?
No, so I was a paramedic.
Yeah.
And so it gave those folks a break. So when we were public safety officers, we'd have to spend a month at the fire station.
Yeah.
And so they put me on the the ambulance most of the time because it gave the paramedics that did it all the time a break.
There have been over the decades literally a lot of up and down, pluses and minuses, and some departments and combination departments switched over. They came up with something instead of police officer and firefighter, they had a public safety officer, and that happened at a lot of small airports where
Yes.
you carry a badge and a gun, and then you have a fire, you take it off, and you put on your turnout coat and start fighting fire.
The concept of that, obviously they think that it can save money, but in today's day,
No.
the problem is that you have to be so specialized.
Yeah,
And so,
law enforcement by itself,
right.
they have so many different areas of expertise, from how we got to talk this guy down out of being a dummy, the nice way things you deal with stuff, and then firearms, and then you trade the firearms for an axe. So I got this bad guy over here. Do I pick up my axe or I pick up my gun?
Well, you mean just the basic
Yeah.
in-service training for police, fire, and EMS. So they were.
You just stay in school all the time.
Well, it's a month of school.
Yeah.
And so, to some extent, I understand the concept that, you combine them and you save some money. But I don't know that we ever, when I was doing it, I don't know that we ever realized the savings, because, that's just basic level. So, if you need somebody that needs traffic investigation,
Sure.
or you need somebody that needs vehicle extrication or hazardous materials or something like that, at a point in time, we can't continue to train continuously. That there's got to be folks.
Somebody got to work every now and then.
And I think that was the challenge of combining those. Now maybe it's a little bit different at the airport.
Yeah, because you have very little to do is for firefighting, except just in case, and they don't run 12 house fires a day or anything like that.
I'm not. I think I did one airport for Kalia, and they had firefighters and police officers. It was the Greenville Spartanburg Airport.
Well, that's kind of big.
Huh.
Yeah, it is.
For a regional airport,
Yeah.
it's still kind of big. Well, anyway, from firefighting to saving lives to putting people in jail, you're a man of talents, but you've taken on a new job, and for the last almost 6 months now. Wow, Councilman Mike Guerrero, did you ever, when you moved to Jacksonville, early 2000s, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever think at that time that you would ever be an elected official?
No.
That didn't take long.
No, I didn't.
So things come around, though. You told me, and you've told others. You told us here officially that, I just wanted to continue my service.
Yes, that was the impetus for me running. I think, when you talk about public service, it transitions into, you go into a transition and, try to give back to a community that's given you so much.
Well, cool, because you stayed here longer than any other one location, right?
I worked for the Jacksonville Police Department longer than I did for any other police department. Well, when I was a flight medic part-time,
flight medic too. Yeah, he flew in helicopters.
I spent 20 years doing that when I was with the sheriff's office and the Bristol Police. But as far as law enforcement, I spent more time with Jacksonville than I did with any other agency.
Now, was being a commissioner, a councilman, all you thought it was going to be, or is it more difficult, or more varied, or?
It's to me, it's more challenging because for 20 some years I was in the weeds, right?
Yeah.
To some extent, when you run those departments, you're involved in those in the day-to-day decisions. As a council person, that transition is it's more 50,000 feet and looking at things. So for me, it's been a transition, because if somebody calls me, I immediately go back to, my role and say, can we do this? We can do this. We can do that. And that's not really my role. My role is to facilitate between citizens and the staff in order for the staff to solve those problems. And to me, that's been a little bit of a learning curve.
Council, help me out. Most of what you're doing there, as far as the council itself, you guys work on budgets. So far, that's been because you went into it at about the time we started.
We started the budget.
So that occupies a lot of your time.
Yeah. And last night it was a little bit of time too.
I heard.
Yes, it was.
Lee was watching it and couldn't hear it for the first 11 minutes.
I was stressed out for the
and
first
she
part.
was having a absolute meltdown.
But you know what? It got fixed, and I didn't miss the most important part that I wanted to see.
You don't know. You could.
No, I went back, Rayford, and watched that part later. But I was very, very interested to hear the discussion on House Bill 1038, which is, a big discussion right now amongst a lot of people, and especially with some of the city, because it involves the city. And so I found the discussion last night very interesting. And I must say, what you said was so impressive. The things that you said and the way that you went at the bill itself and the different sides on the bill. I have a lot that I could say about it, but I'm not going to.
Okay, for the people who have not a clue,
Right. This is House Bill 1038, was brought about by our state legislators that represent Onzo County. The city council did not initiate this.
Mm-hmm.
It was our state legislators who submitted Bill 1038, which the context of the bill is they want to do away with the ward system in Jacksonville. The ward system, in other words, in Jacksonville city elections, just the city, they are the council and the mayor, they're elected by what they call a ward system. You have 2 at large,
Right.
and then 4 wards.
or the mayor and 2 of the 2
That's
at-large councilmen are elected by everybody.
The problem with the ward system that I see, let's just talk about the ward system. The ward system is the city council went back years ago and they took the city and they charted it out and they divided it Ward 1, Ward 2, Ward 3, Ward 4.
Quadrants.
The biggest problem with the whole thing is that Camp Lejeune is part of the city of Jacksonville. Most of the people who live on base, which are registered voters, are not registered here. Or
They don't vote in Oslo
they
County.
don't vote in Onzo County because they vote according to their home record, which is, they may be from California and their home of record is California. That's where they vote. And we don't have any we don't have anything on the base itself for people to go vote or whatever. We have no precinct there. It all comes to Jacksonville. So the registered voters that you have in the city of Jacksonville, it's just crazy the
In
way it
that
is.
one
Like the
ward,
air
there's very few.
station, Camp Geiger, Camp Lejeune, they have to be counted as far as population into the city. But a lot of that, they're not registered voters for Jacksonville. So in other words, what's happening is you have certain wards where all a person has to do that's running for council, get about 100 votes, 120 votes. They're in. Or you've got other people who run at large. They're having to get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 in order to win.
And,
The whole thing is just.
And Ward 1, for instance, which is the downtown area, downtown Jacksonville, old area, there are a number of people who vote, maybe 200 in any given election.
Right.
And another, but they're in residing inside Ward 1, as Lee explains, Camp Lejeune, New River, whatever. You got a lot of people living there. They count towards the total population, but there's only 200 people voting. Now you move over to, take Northwoods.
Yeah.
They got the same number of people that you got in Ward 1 living in Northwoods. That's the way they set it up, approximately, right?
That's true. Yeah.
But the number of people who vote in the Northwoods ward, how many vote in Northwoods? Couple thousand?
Probably. Well, I mean, it just depends on the election, but I know that there's several thousand.
Yeah.
Right.
So it takes a whole lot more votes to get elected.
But there's a couple things that are going on right now. I mean, obviously that bill that that our delegation, or at least our House delegation, sponsored, and then there's the Louisiana versus Callis decision.
Yes.
And so part of that lawsuit a number of years ago that set up the ward system was based on the voter Act, and the Supreme Court has made some interpretations about that. And so part of the discussion was last night is, to to me, we need to be strategic about this, so we need to look at all those factors. And, the Callis decision came out last week. So did and I don't know exactly when that bill was filed, but I found out about it last week. And so, we really haven't had an opportunity to think about it. We really haven't an opportunity to get citizen input about, what our citizens think we need to do. So, it's premature for us to make any kind of decision, either support or against it. Obviously, as individual councilmen, we can express our concerns or our support. Okay. But as a council, I think we need to listen to what our citizens want, and then move forward. And I think we just haven't had time to do that.
In the past 6 months, has this topic come up with people that you've talked with, or people who've talked with you?
When I was campaigning, some people brought it up. Mm-hmm. Since that bill has gone public, there's been a lot of people that have talked about, they don't know that the award system is fair, and some people say it is fair because it gives certain neighborhoods a thing. So, it's obviously a divided issue, and so from my standpoint as a council person, I want to hear from input. I want to see some. I want to hear what our citizens have to say, because that's the most important thing.
Sure.
That's why we had a discussion here that said, hey, we need to hear what citizens want and what citizens are concerned about, and address those concerns. I don't think less than a week we've had a chance. Plus, part of it is asking the attorney to look at this decision, Louisiana versus Callis, and see what impact that's going to have on our community.
The folks that have talked with you, singled you out to bring this topic up, they in favor of getting rid of the ward system?
I think some of them are in favor of getting rid of the ward system, and maybe there's some compromise in there. Maybe we redistrict the wards and change the complexion of them. There's that possibility. Mm-hmm. There's a whole lot of possibilities for us to look, and maybe if we say, hey, we're going to redistrict it, that we can go back to our delegation and say, look, we're going to do this. Would this satisfy a lot of their constituents who have told them that they want to do this? Mm-hmm. I don't know, because we haven't really had an opportunity to kind of look at what we can and what we can't do. And I think that's part of what our attorney and our staff is going to look at, so that we can make informed decisions.
I still would love for those folks who are living or eligible to vote and who live aboard Camp Lejeune, even if they live there, or
I'd like to know the number
or whatever. It would be really nice if they would actually vote.
Yeah, I think
in Onslow County, because as I pointed out, you may be gone from your home of record for 3 years. You might not see anybody except maybe at Christmas and perhaps Thanksgiving.
Right.
Every other year, you might not be there. But everything that you do here, everything that happens here, that the city council does, that the county commissioners do, that the school board does, if you've got kids in school, is going to impact you here.
That's true.
What they do in California is not going to have a flipping thing to do with what impacts you in Onslow County, in Jacksonville.
Absolutely.
Right. I agree.
I think if they were wise, they would get out there and vote. Let their voices be heard. Sales tax increases, property tax increases, because even if they rent a home off base, somebody's going to pay property taxes. And if the property taxes go up, it's going to cost more. Guess what's going to happen to your rent? It's going to go up.
And that was part of the discussion last night. We're in kind of a quandary because we only have until June 30th to set the tax rate.
Yep. You got a problem.
Yeah. And so, if the legislature makes a decision based upon, to freeze these assessments, and we said it where I've been advocating about 52 cents, which is an 8 cents
Reduction
8-cent reduction.
in the tax rate, not in the tax actual dollars that you're going to pay.
Right. So we would the tax rate, but if we reduce the tax rate to 52 cents based upon the reval,
Right.
and they decide that they're going to spend that, then we're looking at a several $1 million shortfall. And so if we leave it at 60 cents and they don't, the bill, because there's a bill that says that they want to postpone it for a year, it puts us in a real quandary. So how do we make that decision? How do we look at
Well, let me ask you what I would think would be a logical response for council and the commission. The bill's not going to go out until September. Tax bills, they don't go out to September.
right?
So if you set it at 60 cents based upon the current property values, which is the same as it is now,
Right.
and then they come along and they say, we're going to let you include the increased value of those homes, the reeval. That's, you can go through with that. Could you not then just say,
No, we can't do
you
that.
can't change it once it's done?
Once
That's-
it up until next year. So
Oh,
that,
no.
so that's the problem.
That's a serious problem then.
No, what's the cutoff date that you have to have the budget done by?
June 30th.
So knowing that, and a lot of other counties have the same deadline, you would think that the state legislature would go ahead and address this, which I think they will, and make a decision. So these counties and cities will know, because the county's in a quandary too. Also,
Well, that was part of the discussion last night. Is we actually, which makes it hard on our staff, is we actually need two types of budgets. We need the budget if they freeze the property values, and we need a budget if they don't freeze the property values.
Well, you can set the tax rate. These two budgets actually can be there. But the only thing you really have to change is page 1, the cover
Right.
page. If you need to do it on June 39th at midnight, you've got all day long on the 30th to make sure it goes through, and you're done deal, right?
Yeah, I mean, that hopefully if the decision is made by the state legislature by that particular date,
That's all you
then
got
we're
to
able to do that. But
Well, after that, you can still you can go through budgets and change allocations throughout the year. You do it all the time.
yes, yeah, we can move it between budgets.
Right. So
So that's not,
that part's easy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, easier.
yeah, but if we reduce it down to 52 cents or 51 cents or whatever that is, then we have a real challenge, because we'd have a real shortfall.
Yeah.
And so how do we manage that shortfall?
what would be the first thing you'd start cutting back on?
Well, that was some of the questions I asked last night. Are there projects that we got on the board that we can move? We talked about the infrastructure for the new sports complex. And, obviously that's one of the things that's important, and I mentioned first our employees, because we really got to
Take care of them.
yeah, we got to take care of our employees. That to me, that's the number one priority, and the second priority is really this sports complex, because it has the potential over the years to reduce our tax rate, because it's going to bring in more people. It's going to increase our sales tax, and that's another challenge that we have that we should probably talk about. And it also has this the ability to keep our tax and to pay for services while not raising our property taxes in the future. And so when we look at it long term down the road, that's an important part of and how we're doing it. And so one of the things I suggested last night is looking at it more long term,
Right.
going from a 20-year paying it back in 20 years to paying it back in 30 years.
Right. You could pay it in 20, even if you say you're going to pay it in 30. Right?
Yeah.
If it comes to pass, right?
Right. Private name, it might be Charlie. I don't know.
Let's be up for a call just in case. You
Sure.
got the headphones there.
There you go, right there.
Oh, let's see. Good morning. You're live and local.
Yeah, hi. Is Mike there?
Yes, sir. The councilman is right here.
Or is he running for council or is he on council?
He's on council.
Oh no, I'm on his webpage and I'm reading his who this guy is.
Mm-hmm.
This man has a super impressive background.
Mhm.
Well, thank you very much.
It really is. No, I'm a great caller into this show, but your background is amazing. It's everything: director, community policing, Dogwood Award, domestic violence, Rotary Paul Harris Fellow. Very impressive. I'm sure you're a solid contribution to your community, and I hope they appreciate you. I sincerely mean that, because I'm a horrible caller. I say horrible things about people, but I like you.
He says he hates all politicians.
Thank you very much.
He says all politicians are corrupt. That's what he says.
They are. But you know what? There's something about him. Maybe I don't know. I'm looking at his webpage. Unique guy, nice looking. Hey, are you part? Do you have an Asian background?
No.
Italian, Joey.
I'm second generation Italian.
Oh, it's Italian?
Yes.
Italiano.
Oh I thought I don't. Yeah. Anyway, you seem like a good. Hopefully, you're a good person. I don't trust anybody. Anyway, good luck to you and the best. You seem like a good guy. Take care.
Thank you, Charlie.
Charlie.
And he's calling from the left coast.
He's calling from California.
He's an LA guy. He likes to call radio stations at all weird hours, and it's really weird for him, the hours that he calls.
Yeah, it's pretty early back then.
Yes, it is. It's 5:16.
So if we go, if the city decides to cut the tax rate and planning on the state to put a moratorium on the new property evaluations, and say that doesn't happen, that means the city's going to have to cut back on some of the services in order to make up for the loss of revenue. And so you're thinking that maybe the new big city thing that we're building over there in Williamsburg, that civic center or whatever, that it would probably take a hit on that.
Well, I mean, I think it could delay it.
Right.
You know, I think it could delay it. But the other part of that is that essential services like police, fire, public works, streets are all going to take a hit because
Right.
you know it's going to be hard to make up that revenue. You know, and I'll get back into the sales tax because I mean that's important. That's an important discussion that we need to have.
I wanted to ask you about that because I heard you last night when we finally got the volume up on that thing last night, and you were talking about the sales tax, and you were talking about some of the sales tax that the city gets. A lot of that goes to the beaches, and you were talking about you didn't think it was right that we're having to pay for sand being put on the beach in Pender County. Talk about that.
Well, you know, when they changed to ad valorem, what it did is most of the sales tax is generated in the cities. And what I mean by in the cities is not just Jacksonville. It's Swansboro, it's Richlands, it's Holly Ridge. You know, the cities.
Where the local businesses are.
Right. They generate.
That's where sales tax is
The
generated.
restaurants.
They're not
right.
generated by people who live next door to each other. And
You're exactly right. And when you look at what's in Lonslow County in Surf City, and when you look at what's in North Topsail Beach, there's very few businesses.
Correct. Oh, yes. You're
And
right.
and so that our sales tax revenue that should be helping pay for some of these services, or paying for this sports complex, paying for trash pickup, and paying for streets, is going to put sand on the beaches in at North Topsail and in Surf City in Pender County, because most of Surf City is in Pender County. And so, to me, I can't understand why we would send our sales tax, which is being generated here, and the all those things cost money, right? We have to provide for police, we have to provide for fire, we have to pay for streets, we have to pay for trash pickup, in those businesses, and yet we're paying for sand to go on the beach. And when you look at some of those communities, they're very small communities that people that live there that are actually Onslow County residents.
That's right. Most just rentals.
Yeah, and rental people are charging an ungodly amount and making a profit, and then as a taxpayer here in Onslow County, I'm paying for them to put sand so their beaches are good, right?
One of the things that they will say, they've always said, is that and they've used Jones County for instance. Jones County residents don't have any place to go shopping at a mall or anything else. No major businesses in Jones County, period. Bottom line. So they come to primarily Onslow County. A bunch go to Craven County. I understand that. But they come here and they take their money and they spend it in Onslow County. And Onslow County was keeping the sales tax. How is that fair? Well, on the surface, that sounds good. However, for them to come here, unless they never have a wreck, unless they never need fire services for their wrecked vehicle, unless they never need an ambulance for whatever, unless they never get arrested and have to go to court in Onslow County, where the sheriff's office has to serve warrants and take care of the courts and do all that, unless they never do that, then I would understand why their tax dollars, they may want to have their tax dollars going back to Jones County. However, realistically, we all know that they come here and they spend money, but it costs the taxpayers of this county, and in their particular case, shopping on Western Boulevard, it costs the city of Jacksonville an extraordinary amount of money to maintain those roads, as you said, those streets, to provide all the services. It costs money to do that.
Well, and if you think about it too, is it costs a business money, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
If we have to raise property taxes to maintain services,
they're going to pay.
They're collecting the sales tax, and but they're not getting the benefit because it's going to sand in Pender County.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't quite understand that, and I wish there would be some more discussion about that, because I mean, if it went back to per capita, which is what the state does it by per capita, and looked at that, then obviously we could lower the tax rate and still do some of the things that would benefit us in the long run, like the sports complex and the uptown Jacksonville, which will bring in more people, a Mayfair type place.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I mean, it would attract people, and it would generate more sales tax.
Absolutely.
But instead, we're sending it for sand on beaches and benefiting people that don't even live in our community, that just bought a house so they can rent it out.
And you know what? You bring that up in Pender County to go to the beach, you have to pay for parking. You have to pay for parking on top of that.
Well, in Topsail, you do too.
Yeah, unless you go to a county access.
Right.
You know, that's what we do.
They
but-
fill up by 6 in the morning.
Yeah, you have to go early in the day in order to get a parking place, which I am so grateful for them, and I thank the county for that. But you're right. We're all residents, and we live at the beach, and we get to go to the beach. But it's gotten to be where it's a big pay, and then to know that some of our sales tax is going to put sand at Pender County, that kind of aggravates me. I heard him talk about that last night. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, that's
Good point.
that's a very good point. Real quick, I'd like to take a quick look at the weather. It's looking pretty good offshore
Weather.
for today and tomorrow. It's going to get a little dicier tomorrow afternoon, and then again on Thursday. Thursday, don't. Tomorrow, if you're going, make sure your captain is good. But if it's you, make sure you know what you're doing, that you got experience, because you get out there and it's going to get rougher as the day wears on. Go early, come back early.
More rougher.
That'll be the best thing. Now, looking around the county real quick, and you're familiar with the ham radio folks out here, because
Yes.
you've met pretty much all of them that attend those field days. Over there in the Southwest community this morning, Randy riding around on his golf cart with his dog Boomer, 48 degrees, 99% humidity. No wind. Nobody had any wind except at Cedar Point this morning. The borough, Swansboro, it's 57 degrees. Joe was on his way back, and he was in Sampson County this morning. Temperature's about the same thing. Dale in Riverbend, 50 degrees this morning, 98% humidity. Oh yeah, no wind. Lee, you over in the Woodlands, 52 degrees, 89% humidity. Brian in the borough, he had 56.43 degrees. He gets very specific, 87% humidity. 29.72 inches of mercury, calm, no wind. Cedar Point, Ward at 62 degrees. He's a warm spot, 91% humidity, and his wind was out of the southwest. This time of year, he's got the summer winds coming on. Southwesterly winds will prevail under most conditions, and they're light this morning, about 5 miles per hour. Bob checked in this morning. He was on his way to Wilmington. That ought to take him 3 days. But as he was leaving the Commons, it was 56 degrees. And by contrast, I was talking to a guy up in Maine this morning early. 33 degrees. 33
Yeah.
degrees.
Well, it's snow in Colorado.
Yeah, well, bless their hearts. Here at the studio this morning, it was 54 degrees. It's now 62, 97% humidity, 29.87 inches of mercury, and we have zero wind. We haven't recorded any wind for several hours, so it's looking pretty good out there if you want to go gardening today. If you tried to go gardening on
Wear your
naked
clothes.
Saturday,
Now wear your clothes.
on naked Saturday, you could, I know it was kind of sloppy out there, so just postpone it. Today will be your naked gardening day. Hide behind the tomato leaves.
You are so not right. You have such a fascination with naked gardening.
Were you born with
Yeah.
clothes on?
No.
Mhm.
But at the
But-
time
but-
of
but-
birth, people are not required to have clothes on. As you get older, you should wear
That's
your
a
clothes.
man-made requirement. Shouldn't have to have it.
Oh my gosh. Help us out here.
I'm not getting into that argument.
Oh, goodness.
Did you ever have to arrest anybody for indecent exposure?
I did.
That's always a disgusting
You know,
thing.
I tell you, I was the detective supervisor,
Mhm.
and I'm driving down the road, and I look over in front of a McDonald's, and there's a naked guy in front of McDonald's. And of course, being a good police officer, I said, and I was actually on my way to a homicide scene, but the detectives were already there.
Nothing's going to happen.
Right. The
Yeah.
supervisor, well, they probably tell you they want me to stay out of the way.
Yeah, it's usually pretty stable with a homicide. I just never found any
The
need to run
victim's
with
not going
sirens to get
anywhere,
there,
right?
So I pull over and get him and handcuff him, get a blanket and put him around him, put him in my car, which I didn't like.
Yeah, I know that.
I was so the patrol officer finally shows up and we take him and we put him in the car and he said, "Why are you arresting me?" I said, "You're standing naked in front of McDonald's. What do you expect?" I mean, what, in what world do you think that's it? Because of course this is the playland and everything else. I said, in what world do you think this is?
You can't reason with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he went to jail.
Yeah. There was one in front of, used to be the Soft Kiss Lounge. You remember where it was?
I remember the
You don't remember where
Soft Kiss
you weren't here
Lounge.
when
Yeah.
Soft Kiss, little bar.
Wasn't it second front?
No, Soft Kiss Lounge was there at Lejeune Boulevard or
Okay.
Johnson Boulevard and Marine Boulevard.
Right.
Right at the intersection as you turn off there.
I think I remember it.
About 2:00 in the morning, I was on my way home. He was washing cars as they drove by.
Oh, man.
He's going to have to get arrested.
Yeah.
He's going to get arrested.
Yeah. I mean,
But
you're standing.
I called a car to come take him away because I was on my way home.
Well, I wish I could have done that because I didn't want him in my car. But
Mine was my
that's my
personal
first
car.
thought.
Yeah, but I had to put him in my car anyway because and of course he didn't want the blanket, but he had to take
well,
the
that's your
blanket.
choice. That's his problem.
As long as he's sitting on the blanket, Oh, well.
Steam cleaning time.
Right.
So I do know that this morning that the election law committee with the North Carolina General Assembly, they are pulling out to 10:38 for discussion this morning. And it's supposed to start at 10:30, so I'm going to be watching it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be watching it. Now, I noticed
She
yesterday.
can call you with updates if you like.
Well,
Sure.
I'll send you the link and you can click on it and watch it. And I didn't know if any of the council people were aware of that last night, that it is going out for discussion this morning, along with a few other things that I noticed that Mr. Willingham, Councilman Willingham, was talking about the low voter turnout, which he used the wrong figures. He used the figures for the primary for the general this year and not the municipal figures, which were still very low. And every year, the turnout, every odd year, the turnout for the municipal elections are extremely low. I mean, we have 14 days of early voting, then the day of voting. So you got 15 days of voting, the cost that goes along with all that. And I talked to some commissioners about this, and I've kind of like not done much with it right now because there's so much else going on with the 1038, et cetera. But some of the surrounding counties around us, like Lenore, the city of Kinston, Pink Hill, and there was a couple others, have already submitted to their legislators to move their municipal elections from the odd year to the even year. In other words, when you run for re-election, instead of it being 2029, whenever it is when are you running again? 2025, 29, right?
Yeah, 29.
Okay, instead of being 2029, it'll be 2030. And the municipal elections will be included and on the same ballot as the people running for county commissioners, sheriff, state, federal. Y'all will be on the same ballot as that. So you're voting for everybody, at one time, not just the county because it's been proven in a lot of these towns already that the cost savings, for one thing, and the other thing is it's a bigger turnout, which would play right in also as the city elections being at large rather than ward, because everybody that lives in the city is more susceptible to come out and vote, and you're going to have
If
a bigger
they got
turnout.
more to vote for than
That's right. So,
two city councilmen or whatever.
and that's part of the discussion this morning in the election law committee. And I want to watch out because they're going to be discussing Kinston and Lenore. And I know a couple other cities within counties that have already done it.
Well, we're talking about the tax rate too, and we're
Right.
talking about how we can, because the city pays for some of that.
That's
You know,
right.
they share the cost between all the municipalities in Onslow County. And so
Mm-hmm.
if we can save money by doing it, a significant amount of money.
Well, I don't have the figures, but I would think that the cost from municipal race, that what the county has to do and the city has to do is not that different from a regular general or
Correct.
midterm election.
They just don't
They're
have to
still
open. They don't
paying.
have to open as many
Right.
polls. That's all.
Right. During early voting. But on election day, they still have to open.
Mhm.
That's right. They only open what's in the city. You're right there. That's the only savings that they really have. But that would be a tremendous savings for the county. Because first of
For
all, I
each
think
city would be a lot of
14
savings.
days is too many days for early voting, in my opinion. He knows. He was out there every single day, weren't you?
That was.
Every day. Didn't it feel like a month?
It felt like a month.
It felt like a month, yes.
So, going forward, you guys did y'all come to any conclusions last night about you may want to fix two budgets or at least the cover sheets on two budgets?
So,
Yes,
so we
that's
talked about
hard.
the two budgets, and I mean, really at this point in time, with where we're at with the legislature, I mean, we really got to focus on some type of strategy, because when it comes to June the 30th, we have to pass the budget.
You're still going to need, for operating expenses,
Right.
you're going to need the same amount for both budgets, right?
Yeah.
Basically, real dollars, you're going to need the same amount.
Yeah.
So that's a done deal.
The problem is what budget do we go with?
Yeah.
And we don't know that yet.
If you got two and you can vote for it on June 29th, you got an extra day just in case something happens.
Yeah.
Well, I just don't I mean, I know it's been introduced, but I don't know how far it's gone with anything, but you would think that the state legislature, knowing that it's holding up counties and cities and everything with their
I would
budgets.
assume that in the House, State House, there are some. I know in the State Senate, there's at least one prior former city council person.
Mhm.
He's from right here. But I would assume that in the State House, there are going to be at least several who have advanced up through the ranks and decided they wanted to be state representatives instead of the city councilmen that understand the plight of this whole situation.
Well, I mean, our state senator understands.
I know he does.
Yeah, and but the challenge with that is that some other
Yes.
senators don't understand that.
Well, he can generally explain himself fairly well to
He can.
those other senators. I think that they will listen, but in the House, I don't know.
No pizza.
I
No
don't-
vote, no pizza. You're done.
Well, I'm planning on pizza tonight, so.
You're not
That
going to the
sounds
tacos
good.
tonight?
No, he's Italian.
Oh, that's right. It is.
Tuesday.
It is.
They go to Mayo.
Oh, that's right. Maybe I have to change my mind then.
Yeah.
So
Don't eat the worm.
let's bring up another touchy subject.
Oh, gosh.
Downtown Jacksonville, I see that the city came to a compromise, which I think is great,
Or what?
but it's costing more money to stamp some concrete that's
Brooklyn.
just benefiting a couple. Then again, in my opinion.
Brick them down there.
But
Brick 'em.
how much more money did it cost to stamp the concrete?
I think it was. I would think it was close to $300,000 to stamp the concrete and do that.
And we're right at a point where we don't
Well-
even know where to go with our budget.
But I also think that that's part of
Right.
the ballards that we're going to put up so that we can close the street at certain times.
Mhm.
And
I was going to ask you now, how does that work? Are the ballards like in the ground? You push a button and they pop up? How does that work?
no, I don't know exactly what the city is. The staff has bid out, but I think part of it is that they can be put in and rather quickly, and it makes it a little safer. When I was
Right.
when my son was going through JAG school in Charlottesville, they had exactly that, where they had, being able to close the street at night. They put the ballards up, didn't allow traffic there, so allowed the businesses to do that. And I think again when we talked about the 400 acres and that Mayfair type concept, same thing as downtown. If we can encourage businesses, and I know that there's a couple business owners that are right there that are looking at what they can do to have restaurants and things like that, that we could encourage some economic growth. And part of that economic growth, to me, will basically eventually pay for itself. Because if we had 5 restaurants and they're robust, especially on weekends and in the evenings, then it gives us an opportunity, again, when we talk about the sales tax, as long as it doesn't go for sand in Pender County, and to make more investments in our community. And plus it gives us an opportunity to have some place where somebody can go and they have a good meal and a good time. And so I think there's a lot of options there. And I think the compromise was good.
Yeah, I think so too.
And
I really do.
And I also
hate to spend the money, but I think it was a great compromise.
And I think it's going to stimulate some growth down there, because there are a couple buildings that I know that business owners have purchased, and they're looking at what they can do to make that more of a destination rather than.
I would love to see that. The only problem I have with the whole downtown project is the parking. And I know at one time they were talking about tearing down the USO, maybe putting a parking garage there, but that's still a lot of walking. If you're going
Parking
down to the
garages
other
are
end.
expensive.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, but I think that one of the things that's in this year's budget is a design to look at some of those areas, the city's lots, and some of the and how we use federal funds to improve that parking downtown. And so strategically, I think what we're looking at is how we do that. How do we and I think that part of what's in our budget, depending on what happens,
the budget.
Yeah.
Right.
But part of what's in the budget is a planning fee to look at the properties down there, especially the ones that are owned by the government, and how do we improve the parking down there?
Right.
And I think that's going to be part of that overall plan.
That would be good, because that's the only thing I see that's really slow into progress right now is the parking. That's always been an issue.
Yes.
I would love to see downtown build up. Like I know the Aragonas have been doing so much work down there with their properties. And I mean, I like the concept. I like everything. I'm trying to be very positive about downtown. But I think parking is a huge issue.
Don't go touchy.
All right, go touch it.
Some of the properties, and whenever you're talking about private people's properties, it's tough to do. But there are some properties that I've seen downtown that are kind of abandoned. And these are unfortunately residential type locations, run down, abandoned, rat traps, whatever. Can we do something about those?
We have been working on those.
Okay.
The city staff has been working on those, but some of the challenges are, this balance between it's your property.
Yes,
right?
it is.
And you should be able to do within reason what you want to do with it, versus, them getting on board about, making it a better place to live. Well, and we have that in neighborhoods too,
Sure. Absolutely.
When you go in some neighborhoods, people let their grass grow high.
Yeah.
They let their house get in disrepair. And so, that's just not a problem downtown. It's a problem across.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the possibility of an improved area downtown. If
Would love
maybe
it.
private developers could partner with somebody who could be a intermediary for the city and the private developers, if they could encourage some of them to come in and say, these folks here are living, the property's gone. They're not even living there.
Right.
Maybe if you could consider buying it and the city could help you negotiate with some of these individuals to get rid of the old stuff and put in something nice there
Right. I
as a private developer.
We've been talking about upscaling downtown for so many years, and we'll just keep working at it, won't we?
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of work down there.
Yes, there has been over
has done a
years.
ton of work down there.
Right.
And he's done a really good job.
Oh, yes, I applaud him for
He got
that.
things going.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Turn the ball
beautiful down
rolling.
there, right there along the edge of the water. And like when we went to the month and the things that the city has done so you can walk the edge of the water. And then we have River Walk. I mean, there's been a lot of improvement, but I want to see it continue because I think that's really probably the prettiest place in our city. It's right downtown.
USO site.
I know. I want a brick when they start tearing it down.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad,
I know.
It's very sad.
but I don't know I don't know how to address. I don't know how to address. 5 or 6 years ago when it was condemned, it was going to take $8 million to fix it. I bet that's close to 12 or 13 now.
That's not even feasible.
And my understanding is the sinkhole underneath it, you could drive a car in.
Probably.
Ooh.
So I don't know, if somebody wants to give, pony up $12 million to fix it, I'm all for it. But
It's a temporary fix.
because we're talking about budgets and we're talking about making sure that we have police, fire,
Right.
trash
right.
pickup,
Sure.
water and sewer.
Well, what I'm thinking about is if there's somebody, private developer, would like to come in to do something with that in partnership
What
with
would
the
they
city.
do though? What could
I don't know
do?
what they would do. What you could put down there.
Oh, I mean, obviously they could put, a number of different things. I don't know. I mean, it would be nice if a private developer would come in and spend $12 million and fix the USO up.
Wouldn't that be great?
I
I don't see that happening, but that would be great.
I mean, with the challenges that we have, that we've talked about today, I mean, I think it's going to be a real challenge.
It might be a privately owned USO.
I miss going to the USO.
Who we
That's
got?
Phil. I miss going to the USO on Saturday mornings.
Yeah, my son, when he was in high school, he spent like 4 years volunteering down there.
Oh, I just went on the weekends. We'd always go with Dad and have breakfast.
Phil, give us a call back. Something happened, you hung up or I hung up on you or whatever.
Right. Well, downtown has always been a challenge, and there has been a lot of improvements over the years. And I know
I
the town.
missed the bus
I'd
station
like
at
to
2:00
see-
in the morning. It was such a
We're
fun
not going that
place
far
to-
downtown. I would like to see Riverwalk get back into use again. You remember there used to be a lot of concerts and stuff down there.
Yeah, and
Are we looking at that again?
and I think that's part of, in the budget, one of the things that they looked at is a downtown coordinator. And so,
Probably needs to be. That would be
Oh,
great.
Yeah.
and so, I mean, a lot of folks have Main Street coordinators, and that's a partnership between the businesses and the city. So
That'd be
I
cool.
think that's part of the discussion, because
I
I
like
think
that.
I think that helps with the concerts like Rock the Block that they had.
Yes.
Sure.
That was a
I
very
like
nice
that.
event.
That was nice.
I got the theme song for the whole thing. Here come the judge. Here come the judge. Hey, Phil, how are you?
Doing good.
What's up?
Been listening to you.
Good. Hey, we appreciate that.
And I have a question for the council.
Yes, he's listening.
you know, I did live in North Carolina for 24 years. I moved back to Ohio to help take care of my nephew and everything. And I forgot that how Ohio works is that, you know, you pay property taxes and you have it's called an income tax for everybody.
Yep.
And it's about 2% of your income tax goes to the city, the villages, and stuff like that, offset property taxes that lives in wherever you live. But if you work outside the city or the village, then you have to pay the property tax income tax where you work also. So you get double whammy on that.
So if you live in, for instance, Snates Ferry and you come to work in Jacksonville, well, let's put it incorporated. You live in Holly Ridge and you come to work in Jacksonville, you're going to have to pay Holly Ridge and Jacksonville, right?
Because the reason why they're doing that is because you work in the city. Jacksonville, you have potential to use the services, the fire, the police.
And what do they do for truck drivers?
Wherever you're stationed at is, say, if you live in Ohio and you work for a company that's outside the state, you still have to pay the local income tax.
What about for Marines?
That I don't know.
Well, obviously, the only thing we can do, the only thing that we have is we're bound by the legislature.
Yes.
I mean, if they would give us some of the property tax, the income tax that they're taking from us.
Yeah, we pay state income tax as it is.
Yeah. If they would take some of that and give it back to us, and Senator Lozar's been great about getting some of that. Well, actually, all three of our representatives have been great about trying to bring a lot of those funds back to Onslow County. But, you know, I mean, that is something that the legislature could do. The cities don't have that opportunity.
Yes, that has to go through the state legislation and all that.
Yeah.
That's something to look at. The reason why I'm bringing this up is I know everybody's tired of getting taxed and taxed and taxed. But it will help the homeowners lower their property tax and stuff like that also.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, if they would move the sales tax per capita, it would definitely give us the opportunity to reduce.
How is it now? I can't remember.
It's based on ad valorem. It's based on the value of the property, and because our beaches
used to be what, per capita?
It used to be per capita. That's the way the state does it. The county decided to do it by ad valorem. And what they've done is it's been
Jacksonville.
Yeah, and it's been used to re-nurse beaches in Pender County, not even in Onslow County.
Yeah.
They call that taxation without representation.
Yes.
I need some tea.
Well,
I'm going to the harbor.
It kills me that we're paying for that, you know, that money that should help us improve.
If you want to live on the beach or visit the beach, you should pay for it.
I agree. I shouldn't be paying for it in Jacksonville because they need sand on the beach.
They don't pay for my yard.
No.
Nope.
I wish you would.
But yeah, I think if you want to live on the beach, you should pay for the beach nourishment.
Well, they do pay an exorbitant because their homes are valued excessively higher than the same home would be valued next door to me. Beach is there, which I still have a bit of an issue with, because a lot of people way back when around here, you don't know the history, they bought 50-acre lots, maybe 2 50-acre lots for $500, and they built a small home on it, small house for fishing a weekend. And so they used it for years as an uninhabited island for the most part. They used it and used it and used it. And then they would add on to it, improve it, do whatever. With the intent many of them had at the time to retire there. But by the time they could retire, they could not afford to live there.
Yeah.
Because that piece of property that cost them $500 along with the house that cost them $20,000 is now worth $500,000 or $1 million.
Yep, and they can't afford the taxes.
And they move. They have to.
Yeah.
Their dream up in smoke down in Texas. But anyway, that's just this one of those things. I've known some folks and some relatives who have been in that situation over the years. You know, taxed out of business. So
Yes, my uncle, the property he bought in late '60s and everything. I think he said he paid like $45,000 for his home and everything. Now it's valued a little over $300,000.
sure, happens.
So, and it happens, and he says, "I'm glad my house is paid for, so he just pays the taxes on it, and he complains every time he has to pay the taxes on it."
Yeah, and I've talked to the council, and I've talked to others here. Is folks who are really stuck, who are on one of these things called a fixed income retirement,
Yeah.
whether it's civil service, whether it's the Marine Corps, whether it's as a police officer, whether it's a city of whatever it is, or it's just Social Security. You got a fixed income. You got a certain number of dollars you can spend. Period. Bottom line. That's it, Jack. That's all. And then you're living, and your salary, fixed income, does not go up according to as the taxes go up. The tax rate may stay the same, but the value of my home increases. A home that's been here since 1957, it increases. So therefore, I pay more real dollars out of that fixed income that you got. There needs to be some kind of a deal set up, something set up that the taxes stay the same on your home if you're going to stay in that home.
Well, I mean, again, if we looked at the sales tax revenue and we had some of that, I think we could reduce it significantly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mike, how can we get the sales tax issue put on the ballot for this upcoming election?
Our legislators can do that.
All right. Yes, they can. Are
Or
we gonna
the
give
county
it to
commission can change it. The county commissioners can change it tomorrow. And
The sales tax?
yeah,
I thought they had to get
I
the
thought they had to.
legislation.
I thought they had to get the blessing of the legislature to do
Yes.
that.
no.
That's
The
what I was
county commission makes that decision. So they can either go ad valorem or they can go
Oh,
per
for that,
capita.
for the rate that's set, but they can't
Okay.
increase the sales tax.
And yeah, they can. The legislature has to increase
Yeah.
the sales
Yep.
tax.
I should have been more explicit, but that's what I meant. Increasing the sales tax for everybody that spends money on
A quarter cent or a half cent sales tax
Because I know
increase.
I forgot what year it was. The county did that thing on where all the voters can go through do the quarter-cent sales tax for emergency services
Yeah,
Right.
and
and educational.
And you know that went for emergency services outside the city limits.
Mhm.
You know
Which I think that's kind of wrong because the city also, when the county needs assistance, fire or police, who do they call usually? Is the city.
Yeah, and when
it's close by.
and you know the other part of that is that as a city taxpayer, I'm paying county taxes,
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
and so I think it's important that that they recognize that and recognize that that the sales tax that's going to put sand on the beach doesn't help me here in Jacksonville provide the services that we have to have.
That's a good point. But I just want to call and, I forgot how bad the taxes are here in Ohio.
Well, I'm
They're
not,
trying to abolish property tax on top of it.
not going to Ohio. I'll stay here.
Yeah,
Me
they're
too.
trying to abolish property tax, and now they're talking that if they abolish property tax, then your state income taxes will go up and your sales tax will go up.
Okay. Yep,
So,
it'll definitely do that. Okay, sir. Phil,
All right, have a
appreciate
good
it. You too. Bye.
all right, bye.
There needs to be a tax team, somebody to, maybe city residents, county residents, an official from each governing body, perhaps, a group to get together to see if they can work out some kind of a tax plan. There's got to be something better.
I think there is. I think there is.
Just got to be more income. I know you got grant teams that go out and look for money.
Yes.
But there should be a way to figure a way to use the tax money that's there, that's coming in, or to make sure it goes in the right places, from the right people to the right places.
I'll go back to what Lee said is
Yeah, and
about
and paying for sand on the beach in Pender County.
Yeah.
First of all, you build there, you take your chances.
You said that last night. I was like, what? What? We're doing what?
so I think it's important, especially for what Lee just was talking about aligning those to save money. I mean, let's look at efficiencies.
Well, yeah. Let's go back over that real quick. This last municipal race that we had, which was November 2025, 10.87% of the eligible voters came out. So that was 4,710 people out of 43,312 people came out to vote. Now, if you moved that to an even year, you have more of that 43,000 that's going to come out to vote, because those that are eligible to vote in the city are going to vote for the city. At the same time, they're also eligible to vote for county races, state races, and federal races. So we're spending a lot of money for anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 people to come out and vote, or we can push that to the even years.
Years ago in
Save
Oslo
money.
County, an election day, the election process leading up to the day was over $100,000. That
Yes.
was years ago.
Wow, I'd like to know
Yeah.
what they cost us.
You'd have to get the Board of Elections to say, what does it cost to hold an
Uh-huh.
election?
I'd like the records all the way back to 2019 on the odd
You
years
can
to
get
see how
them. They're
much.
public records.
I know
Go
they
get
are,
them.
Rayford.
That
I'm
would
just,
be wonderful.
yes, it would be.
It was
wonderful.
scary. It was scary.
You go right ahead and go get them. No, I'm just kidding. But I was just looking like in 2023, we had 7.41% of those eligible to vote come out in the municipal elections.
You didn't hear my other plan.
7.41. I mean, it's crazy.
I think the county commissioners, the city council could do the same thing for the city taxes. You go through and pick everybody who voted, because you got that access to everybody who voted, right? You pick everybody who voted, the county picks everybody who voted, and you say, okay, you voted. I don't care how you voted. The other 89% of y'all who did not vote, your tax rate is double for the year. We can get more people to the polls with doing just that.
Well, I think by condensing all these election dates and stuff like that, and then putting the word out, I know that we talk about just every other day about get out and vote. And I know that the political parties are going to be working hard at getting the people out to vote this year too. So these non-presidential years do. I mean, it's a given fact that you don't have
voter ID is not keeping people away from the polls. So.
No, it's not. It's not. So just before we go, tell us something positive and nice that the city's doing.
Oh, gracious.
You can brag on.
Well, I mean, the city's doing a lot of great things.
Right.
I mean, I think the downtown. I think that the sports complex. I think all those things are gonna pay dividends in our future.
In the future, yes.
And
agree.
I think, just as we talked about being more strategic in how we do things, I think is going to be the key to keeping our tax rate low.
Right, right.
You know, it's not all doom and gloom. I mean, I think there's some great things.
I don't want it to be like it was all doom and gloom. I mean, there's a lot of that the city has done that is just wonderful. And I love living in the city. I pay double taxes, but you know what? I do that by choice.
Well, I'm you know, I mean, when you talk about trash pickup, you know, paying for trash pickup, you don't get the same kind of services. Anything you put out there, you know, virtually anything you put outside, the city picks up, and that's a big benefit.
It
and
is.
You know, the police and fire
couches
response
out there, refrigerators out there. They'll come get them.
I just take my refrigerators and take them over to the recycling place. I get $15, $20 for it.
Wow.
An old junk refrigerator.
It's so worth it, Rayford.
Oh, it is, because I guess 2 miles from here.
Yeah, Fosses. Is it Fosses still?
Something, whatever it is. Kill 'em loop.
Yeah.
I'll haul one over there in a hurry because I just keep whatever other metal I've got. I just store it and throw it on the pile and take it all on the trailer.
Well, I will say that I love living in Jacksonville. It's a great town to grow up in. We have great leadership here. Y'all just going through some things right now through no fault of your own with the HB 1038 and then with taxes and the budgets and stuff like that, property valuations. But I will say that watching it last night was an extremely healthy conversation. I was very impressed by what you said because I think you brought out some good points. You know, we need to wait. You know, this is our legislators doing this. We need to have a discussion with them. We need to do this. We need to, you know, take a look at Louisiana versus Calais, you know. And I think you brought up very, very good points. I mean, others wanted to make it racial, but you wanted to say, let's go talk to our legislators. Let's go do this, you know, so.
The racial part about the ward system, that might have been true 30 years ago, 40 years ago. It may have had an impact, may have been legitimate.
Right.
But the mayor of Swansboro is a guy he's African-American. I don't have
Richlands.
I mean, Richlands.
Yes, I knew that's what you meant.
Richlands. He's African-American. I don't have any idea how many terms he served, but he's elected by the whole city at large. Black, white, pink, yellow, and everybody.
Well, look at the mayor of Holly Ridge. He is also minority, right?
Yes, but I mean, we're way beyond that. This is not.
I think so.
This is not South Georgia in the 1930s, y'all.
In my opinion, is, and I'm, you know, I know this is a difficult conversation for everyone, but my opinion is, I know some of the reasoning used last night was there are certain neighborhoods that would never get representation. But my thing is, you've been elected as a councilman. You represent all of the city of Jacksonville now. And if there was a neighborhood that had issues, they have the right, public comment or to call and email a council person and say, we need help. And the city council, from what I've seen in the past, has always been there to address these issues when they're brought before them. You know, when the residents of Georgetown came forward, was it last year or a year before? Because there was a developer that was going to build over there.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a huge public comment that night, and the city listened. And you know, there was great conversation. So
well, same with downtown. People were concerned about the bricks, and
I think y'all did an excellent job compromising.
I don't think that whoever was elected from Northwoods would refuse to get involved in the discussion about downtown.
Exactly, and that would be Logan.
That's just not the way
and he
things
did.
work.
He was involved in the discussion.
That's just not the way things work.
Right.
And if you do it for the purpose of being elected only, then it becomes a racial issue.
And these are my opinions only, you know, and what I'm saying right now is I do believe if you were to go into an at-large system, any person of color in the city of Jacksonville can run regardless of what ward, where they live at in the
You're
city.
not restricted.
You're not restricted.
Yep.
So we've had that on, look, the county commissioners, they're all elected at large. We've never had an
Yeah.
issue there. They represent everybody in the county.
Regardless of
So
where they live.
that's just my opinions, you know, but I think y'all had a very great, it was a good conversation last night. Both sides, I think, was very healthy, brought up very good points. And I guess we're just gonna have to see what the state's gonna do.
Well, they should have a decision, I think, because they're talking about it now.
Yes.
I don't see them going more, a few days at the most before they come up with something.
10:30 this morning, 10:30 this morning, that's spam. 10:30 this morning is when the state legislators or with the election law committee are gonna be discussing it. So I think I put a link already on Facebook, but I'll send out links for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's spam. It's either that or the FBI coming for us.
Beep,
Could have been the FBI.
beep.
Stop. We Well, thank you for coming in and keeping us updated. There's so many other questions I wanted to ask you too, and we'll get to them another time. Like New River, you know. So where's that at? But we'll get to
Oh, the
it.
problem there, that is still privately owned.
I know it's in lawsuit though, and I just want to know if we're ever going to get it resolved. I know these things take a lot of time. Crazy.
It does.
Right.
Michael, thank you.
Thank
We do
you so
appreciate
much.
that.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate you coming in because, you know, we can get a lot of information.
Oh yeah, we could go another hour with this.
Well, we got another
Yes,
day. We can come
I know,
back again,
I know.
'cause this is going to be an ongoing, I think this is going to be an ongoing situation for probably what is this, May? Oh, for all of May.
Right.
In June.
I got a good chunk of June because I don't see this thing coming to I don't think you're going to be signing off on your budget on.
I'm so
on
glad I don't have
10th
to
of
make
May
the
this year.
decision.
It's going to be dependent on the legislature.
Yep.
Yes, we'll wait and see.
So,
Yeah.
as long as you got a plan, you can go either way.
Yeah.
Whichever door the key fits,
Right.
go.
Yeah.
All right. Michael, thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
You guys are live and local. We'll talk where we're awake. We ain't never going to be woke, but hang in here. Tomorrow we've got Dr. Rose
And Peter.
and maybe Peter Wright.
Mhm.
Have you heard from him?
It's the first of the month. I will verify. I'm pretty positive.
Okay.
100
Well, pretty close.
99.9.
So, and later this week,
We've got our favorite sports editor.
well, that's not the
And then we have Joe McLaughlin that's going to
Uh-oh.
be coming in to
Uh-oh.
discuss his whole HB
Oh,
1038.
Joe.
His name was mentioned quite a bit last
Joe
night.
and I go way back. My name wasn't
Yeah.
mentioned at all, was it?
No, thank goodness.
That's right. It was in the first part of the thing, but y'all didn't hear it because I killed the audio. You're live and local. We'll talk. See you tomorrow. Bye, y'all.